Welcome back, everyone, to our gameplay series of Pure Farming 2018. So we're here where we left off just in the early morning of day 3. So the first thing we're going to do is check out our notifications. And you can see one day until everything is going to be ready to go. We're going to be ready to harvest both of the orchards, and also we'll be ready to start selling cows and pigs. Now the cows, of course, we have an option on because they will start to produce milk, which we can also sell. So that's reason enough to hold on to them. But for now, I think we're just going to stick with selling them off for a profit and just do that over and over and over and try to build up some money so that we can expand and do other things. And then later on, we'll probably get into the milk business. But for now, what we need to do is, there's nothing immediate that needs our attention. However, let's go ahead and take a look at the statistics and let's look at our orchards, because let's see if any. Okay, so water level is at 82%. So that's going to mean that we can top off their water supply. So in order to do that, we'll actually bring up our map and let's go over to our 2 levels. You can see there it's showing that they are indeed growing. Okay, and let's transport ourselves right over to where we need to be. We're going to hop in with our water tank and go ahead and top these off. So 6 o'clock in the morning, so still pretty early, a lot of long shadows out. But the water level isn't crucial at this point. The main reason I wanted to do that is so that you can see that we can start to see a difference in the trees. So graphically, the pears are showing up. And you can see water storage is at 0 right now, but the water level is at 82. So that gives you an idea of just how quickly the water level will go down. Again, this is just at the beginning. As you continue on, once we get the water level to 100%, and the storage level at 100%, then it'll simply be topping it off every so often. And then these become great investments because these are huge money makers, and we'll get a chance to see that just a little bit later in this video. That'll be next on the list, because once we get busy doing the water, then we'll simply cut away in the video and come back to the next day when it'll be time to sell. Okay, let's go ahead and fill up. There we go. Now we're ready to head back. Yeah, and the game right now just does not like anytime you turn around and force it to quickly draw in a good bit of the map. Since everything is so open out here, it does not like that. That's where all these stutters are coming from. Alright, also I'm taking a look at the draw distance. I have decreased that quite a bit as well. And I noticed some things that were just popping in the distance. You can see also in the distance, those mountains starting to draw in as we get closer and closer. We got some birds in the sky flying around. Anything to help out the game and the performance right now. Okay, let's transfer the contents over. And again, this will take most of what we have. And now I just heard the sprinklers come on. Okay, so it'll actually take a little bit more because the sprinklers are taking water out at this point. Let's see if we can see the sprinklers working. Yeah, there you go. You can see a few of them on. And of course, that's taking water out of storage. So our 100% that we just filled up is not 100% anymore. Alright, an interesting bridge over there. I'm kind of wondering, can we go across that bridge? And what is over there anyway? In fact, I'm just dying to know. Okay, it doesn't look like there's anything over there right now. Maybe this is room for expansion, perhaps? Not sure. I mean, there's what looks like a dock over there of some sort. Very interesting. At some point, I might attempt to walk across that bridge if I can figure out a way on it, because right now I cannot get across. So we've got the train tracks going across there through the tunnel. I'm guessing that tunnel is just sort of a dead end for now, but who knows, maybe that's a spot for future expansion. But unfortunately not usable to us at the moment. Okay, once again, we are operating in real time, and we'll continue to operate in real time, and we'll simply do everything we need to do, and then we'll fast forward once we're done there. But we want to make sure we have plenty of time. Yeah, this is so much less intensive, labor intensive than the greenhouses were. A lot less labor intensive. Now, the greenhouses did produce a nice bit of profit, but we're going to see a very different story when it comes to the orchards. All right, let's drive down through here so we can see the sprinklers that are hard at work spraying down these paths in between the trees. Alright, so now you can see our water storage is down to 43, I think it was. Okay, let's go ahead and transfer the contents over. And again, the same thing will happen. Okay, there we go. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we're down to 40% water storage. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make one more round. And I'm going to drop off what I have. Ooh. Wow. Okay, that's some hitbox because we are not even close to hitting that thing. Alright, so yeah, we'll make one more run for water and try to fill up the tanks again. And then we should be in good shape. So those sprinklers don't take long to take all of the water out of the storage bin. There's another one of those sapphires over on the ground that eventually I will probably start picking up. Go. All right, this will take care of our water needs for probably a little while, a few days at least. Of course, the trick will be once we expand out and have more orchards, then we'll be moving equipment around, and eventually I would like to have dedicated equipment, meaning the equipment we're now using on these orchards, I would like to stay here at these orchards and simply purchase new equipment for the additional orchards. Again, just because it's fun for me and I want to purchase all the equipment that we can in the game. But that'll be a little bit later. We got some money to earn before we can do that. Alright, so we're going to put as much water as we can in this tank, and then anything we have left over. Let's see, let me try not to hit the exaggerated hitbox here. Let's transfer over and see how much goes in. Okay, a good bit. And then we'll drive over close to the orchard so that I can get a good look. See the pears hanging on the trees. Okay, we made it to 96%, 95%. You can see the water is coming out still once again. Not sure why, because we're at 100% water level. And we'll drop off the remainder here in this tank. Or can we? Nope, that must mean we have no option for that, which means that the sprinklers haven't turned on yet. Over here, and well, we're up to 82%, but we're still at 100% storage, so very interesting. I would not have expected that. That seems a little off to me. Okay, yep, we are not allowed to add any more water, so we are done. So our daily chores for now have been completed. Okay, so we'll hop out, and just to make sure, let's go back to our notifications. Everything looks good. By the way, I really love this area where at a moment's notice, I can come in and see what is ready to be collected or harvested and what needs my immediate attention, that sort of thing. That is very handy. All right, let's go over to cars and teleport ourselves over to the car. And of course, we don't actually need in the car. So let's go ahead and speed up our time. And at 600 times speed, it will be going very quickly. Now, the new day, of course, will start at midnight. And then we will be able to see the difference that this will make to us financially. Hopefully it doesn't take our remaining $37 overnight and put us in the negative or something. All right, let's head back over while I'm thinking about it. And of course, eventually we'll get back into the rabbits as well. Let's make sure we go around the fences since we can't. Oh, good gracious. Yikes. Since we can't jump over them or even walk over them, I want to see how much of the fodder is left. I believe, as I mentioned before, I believe we're going to use about half. Really, game? There we go. So we have 88% of the fodder remaining. And you can see we've got manure and liquid fertilizer that we can actually use. We can take that and sell it. So at some point, we can purchase the needed attachment and hook up the tractor and go and sell that. Okay, in fact, we're almost ready, so let's just head back over here. Time was passing a little bit quicker. I wasn't paying close enough attention. All right, so we've got our cows out here. And actually, I want to see if at midnight they swap over. There they are at midnight. Sure enough, it happened. That's pretty funny, actually. All right, let's slow down the time. And, of course, we can see what just happened. These are now our adult cows. But let's go ahead into our notifications. And you can see animals are ready to be sold. And it's telling us that we have 15 days before they will actually die in the game. Same thing for the pigsty. Oh, look at them lay back down. We have 7 days for them. The orchards are ready to be taken care of, both of those. Okay, excellent. And then it's also at the bottom, it's letting us know that both of the orchards will not start growing again until they are sprayed. So there's a lot going on there. First and foremost, let's actually get out of that and come back over. Wow. Let's come back over to this area because we're going to need to be over here very shortly. You can see what it looks like here. You got your feeding trough inside on both sides. And then, of course, we've got our, oh, come on, game. We've got our cows over in the pasture as well. But as we get closer, you see there's no milk yet. But, of course, if we leave these adult cows here, there will be milk over time. Now let's come back in. Let's go to the shop and let's sell some animals. Again, you can, if you so desire, get a higher profit off of these, as the warning is trying to tell us that we can get prices 20% better if we purchase the necessary equipment to manually take these cows and pigs over to either the butcher or some other location that will pay us for those. But for now, we don't want to purchase all that equipment because that would mean taking out a loan. But let's take a look. We've got 10 pigs, $800 a piece. Yes, that's right, $800 a piece. We paid $64 each for those. The cows, we paid $220 a piece, so not quite doubling up our money on that. Let's start out by selling the cows. So we'll click on those, and we'll sell all 45. We're going to get $18,000 for that. There we go. You see the money added to our account. We're going to do the same thing with the pigs. 10 pigs, $8,000, and there we go. Okay, now we need, of course, to buy some more animals, so we'll do that now. And you can see, wow, the fodder is only at 83%, so we didn't need near as much of that. And once again, we will spam the button until we get all 45. It'd be very nice to have a menu like we do for selling, so that we don't have to spam it. And I'm going to go ahead and max this out just to keep it topped off. There we go. So if we can, there we go, walk through here, and we will make our way over to the pigsty. So we've already sold the pigs, and once we get the pigs repurchased, keep in mind we do not have a fully upgraded pigsty right now. This is only the level 1. And let's see, the fodder, we have 18% remaining. Remember, it wasn't all the way full because we didn't have enough money the first time. So let's go ahead and purchase our 10. And 40,000 is what we'll need to upgrade, and we'll plan on doing that at some point. And now we need to top off the fodder, and we'll see how much money we've got left. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fill it up, and then we'll see what sort of profit is left between. There we go. So we're left with about $11,200, and let's take a look. There's our piglets. All right, very nice. Very nice indeed. So for our efforts, we have $11,000 and about $200. Now let's pull up our tab menu because it is time to collect. Okay, I'm actually going to unhook, and you can see we're doing this at 1 o'clock in the morning right now, which is perfectly fine. Let's see. Let's turn. I hit the wrong button. There we go. That's what I wanted to hit. So now we have some indication of the profitability of the cows as well as the pigs, although the pigs, we didn't get the full brunt of it because we don't have the pigsty fully upgraded. At least we do have some idea about those. And now it is time. Let's see, where is our pickup? There it is. I see our box. And we'll want to get this done as quickly as possible and take these to be sold. I'm not going to put these in storage and wait till a later time. We're going to go ahead and get that money right now. So as we pull up next to the box, you can see there are the pairs inside, and we have the option to start the pour. And look at just how much is showing up in here. Wow. And visually it looks like it's already full. However, in the bottom right hand corner you can see it's not quite full, and we have more pairs than we have room to carry. Now you can get an idea of why I wanted to get this much bigger trailer. Because think of what this would do to that base level, that little blue trailer. Think of how many loads we would have to carry. All right, so now let's put up our map and let's see where we need to go to sell this. Well, oddly enough, we can go right here, which is the same location we were using before for the greenhouses. Because if I click here, you can see pears and apples are both sold here. Okay, so let's get out of the map, and thankfully we're not going to have to go very far at all. In fact, I should have turned on the... Okay, yeah, here it is right here. I was going to say should have turned on a marker, a waypoint for us to make sure we could see, since we're doing this so early in the morning. But here we go. So a location that we are definitely familiar with. Let's try to get as close as we can over here. And let's see how much we get for selling these. So again, slowly you can see the trailer emptying very slowly, and the money adding up in the top right hand corner. So far I am very happy with the results we are getting. And keep in mind, this wasn't the only load we're going to make. 13,149. Very nice indeed. Let's go ahead and make our way back out this way. Yikes, this is a tight corner. Okay, hopefully nobody's coming to run us over. Alright, so it's very nice to have your purchase location so nearby to the orchards. That way we don't have to spend a lot of time moving around and searching for that location. Alright, so let's go ahead and fill up and see how much is remaining. Wow, that's actually a good bit. I tell you what, let's go ahead and head on down and find the other box that is full for us. So now you're starting to get the idea of just how profitable the orchards are. And I'm thinking the box is actually right over there on the side, if I remember correctly. And boy, I wish we could go a little bit faster than this with our tractor. But again, this is one of those things that in the future we'll probably look at upgrading this tractor to a more powerful model. But for now, it's doing the job, just not quite as quickly as we would prefer. Okay, let's go ahead and start the pour. Of course, we'll get as much this time as we can, and then we'll come back next time and finish it off. Still quite a bit left in there, that's for sure. All right, see if we can get going a little bit faster by getting out on the road. Maybe the terrain will help. Yeah, already we're up to 13 miles an hour instead of 11 that we were doing earlier. Okay, on the right you can see the solar energy. The solar panel is there. And wow, we're up to a whole 15 miles an hour. And once again, thankfully we don't have very far to go with this. But this is, I would consider, a very lucrative option to use the orchards. It's taken us a little bit of work to get them up and going, but overall they are going to be very profitable over a long term for us. And a great thing is you can simply leave them alone for multiple days in a row without having to worry about them, in contrast to the greenhouses right now. So all of those are good things as far as I am concerned. All right, let's see if we can get close enough here. There we go. That's a very interesting sound. It basically sounds like we're dumping them out onto the ground. rather than into some sort of bin that would be located here. All right, there we go. Another 13,149. So our money is increasing quite rapidly at this point. And we definitely like to see that. All right, we'll head back and we'll pick up another, what should be a quite large load remaining. I'm thinking it should be somewhere around half, maybe not quite half, at least maybe a third of our trailer full. And we'll take any amount of money we can get. All right, these are actually two of the more expensive orchards. A couple of the apple orchards that I've actually tested out with are definitely cheaper. They're $45,000, whereas these were a good bit more expensive than that. But I wanted to start with these because these are pears rather than apples. Then we'll work our way into the apples as well. Let's see how high we get. Oh, there we go. Wow. That is a lot more than I thought. A lot more. So you can see we are at what, maybe 80-85% there. That is great. So 3 almost full loads with this particular trailer is what it takes to get the harvest. So about 1.5 loads per orchard. So very nice. I like that. Of course, the orchards aren't exactly the same, but that is huge. The amount of money we're going to get off of just this one harvest. And of course, this happens every 3 days, assuming that we are able to get these sprayed, which is what our notifications were letting us know, that they will not continue to grow until we spray them. There we go. Let's go ahead and sell this last load so we can pick up our money. So we've made nearly $50,000 just with this one day. And of course, it's every 3 days that we get to do this, but the other 2 days, that's really going to free us up to do some other things as we look at expanding. In fact, we have the ability to expand right now, because as I mentioned, one of the apple orchards is 45,000. So that would be huge for us. But we are running a little bit low on time in today's video, so we're actually going to call it a video. We're going to leave it here for now. Pull our tractor over here out of the way. So when we come back next time, we'll make a decision about possibly purchasing another orchard, and we'll look at going ahead and getting our spraying done so that our current 2 orchards can continue with the growth. But that's going to do it for now. And where are we? There we are. Let's turn around and face the camera. So that'll do it for now. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned as we continue our gameplay series of Pure Farming 2018.